Short exercise 2-7. We're going to record transactions in the journal. And again, this is the journal. And remember, the journal does not have balances. So to find balances, we would need to post the journal amounts to the T accounts. Remember, the T accounts are the informal version of the ledger, and it's the ledger, which in other words is these T accounts, that has the account balances. So remember, the journal does not have balances. So if your boss says, how much cash do we have? We'd have to go look at our T accounts. So it says, Roland Foster Optical Dispensary completed the following transactions during the latter part of March. March 15th, they purchased office supplies on account, and then March 28th, they paid $1,800 on account. So then they have these requirements, but I believe that they're just going to repeat the information down here, so we don't need this for now. Journalize the transactions, include an explanation on this last line right here, and then as always, record debits first and then credits. So we will always be doing that in our accounting classes. Always list the debit account and then the credit account. Select an explanation on the last line, which they already repeated over here. I'm not sure why they repeat themselves. So March 15th, purchased office supplies on account. Notice it does not say that these office supplies are used up. Because it does not say these office supplies are used up, they have a future value. And if something has a future value, what type of account is it? That's an asset. All right, so looking at our accounting grid, is this asset increasing? Do we have more office supplies or less? We have more because we just purchased them. Therefore, office supplies is increasing. And how does it increase? With a debit. So office supplies, $3,400. Now we know because debits have to equal credits, I can copy and paste this here. And then what is the other account? Did we pay cash for these? No, it says we bought them on account. So since we bought them on account, that means we have increased our accounts payable because we're promising to pay later. So accounts payable, according to the accounting grid, is what type of account? It's a liability. Do we have more liability or less? We have more. And how does a liability increase? With a credit. So that's why I'm crediting accounts payable. Let's see what our options are. Purchase office supplies on account. And this is not a very realistic explanation. A more realistic real-world explanation would be the name of the company that you owe this money to. So let me raise this so I can find my check answer button. Good job. All right, March 28th, paid $1,800 on account. All right, since it says paid, we know cash is involved. And cash is an asset. And is our cash increasing or decreasing? Well, since we paid it, it's decreasing. And looking at our accounting grid, how does cash decrease? With a credit. So I have to skip the first line because remember, debits first and then credits. So I'm going to skip the debit account, go to the credits. Cash is going down by $1,800. And then because debits equal credits, the debit must be $1,800. And then let's see. Why did we pay $1,800? We paid $1,800 on account. So anytime it says paid on account, that means we are decreasing our accounts payable. What type of account is accounts payable? It is a liability. And because we're decreasing accounts payable, we have to debit accounts payable. So remember, anytime we pay on account, that means our accounts payable is decreasing. And then our explanation, paid cash on account. A more realistic explanation will be, well, what company did we pay? Because you have to keep track of that stuff separately in the real world. But we're beginners, so we're just trying to make it general and easy. All right, requirement 2. Well, let's say your boss, after you recorded these 2 transactions, your boss says, how much cash do we have? How much cash do we have? Because that's the first thing that they always ask. Well, we can't look up here and say how much cash we have because we don't know. All we know that according to these 2 transactions, cash went down, by $1,800. But how much was in it before? We don't know. We have to go to the ledger. So we're going to go down here to the ledger and notice cash had a previous balance of $21,000. And it even tells you that right here. Beginning balance $21,000. So we're going to post the journal entries from requirement 1 to the accounts and then compute the balance in each account. And then the balance abbreviation is BAL. And we put that on the proper side of each account to show the ending balances of the account. So basically we're just going to post these, this number, this number, this number, this number, down to these 3 accounts and then calculate the account balance. And then we can answer the question, well, how much cash do we have? We can also say how much accounts payable do we have, etc. All right, so here's how we post. The correct order is you start from the top and you work your way down. So I got $3,400 office supplies on the debit side. So I'm going to go down here to office supplies on the debit side above the line. This line here, the black horizontal line, means we're going to calculate the balance and put the balance below. So the transaction is up here. I copy and paste. And then here they want the date. So the date was March 15th. And then we're going to go to the next account, which is $3,400 accounts payable on the right side. So we're going to copy and paste that. That also happened on the 15th. That was easy. Then we're going to go down here to accounts payable, $1,800 debit. So that's the left side. I'm going to post that right here. And then put the date of March 28th. And then finally, $1,800 cash is a credit, so it goes right here. And then we have put March 28th. Now we need to calculate balance. So to calculate the balance of cash, we have to know which side is the plus side. Well, looking at the accounting grid, the plus side is the left side. So we're going to take 21,000 and then minus 1,800, and then we put the balance always on the bigger side. So 21,000 minus 1,800 gives us $19,200, and then put BAL. Remember, always put the balance on the larger side. Which side is larger? 21,000 is way bigger than 1,800. And remember, the balances should almost always be on the plus side anyway. So now you can answer your boss's question. We've got $19,200 cash. Now, your boss also wants to know, well, how much accounts payable do we have? So we got to calculate that. So accounts payable, remember, is a liability. So which side is the plus side for the liability? Plus side is on the right side, the credit side. So we're going to take $3,400 minus 1,800, and that gives us what? $1,600. And remember, put the balance on the larger side, and that's BAL for balance. And then finally, well, this one's easy. For office supplies, there's only one transaction, so you just copy and paste and put BAL. So now you can tell your boss we've got $19,200 cash, our debt is $1,600, and we've got $3,400 of office supplies. Check our answer. There you go. All right, so now in our homework, we're going to be doing lots and lots of journal transactions. We don't do a whole lot of posting to a T accounts, but always remember, and this is really, really important, in the real world, after every journal transaction, you would immediately post to the ledgers, which is the T accounts, because we always want to know what our balances are. So in future homework problems, we'll mostly just be doing the journal, but just remember that we would also need to post the journal information to the ledger, the T accounts in other words, so that we have updated balances. And that's it.